Hey everybody, it's JT with Vapestars here. This is going to be Vapestars 201, Vaping 201, if you would rather. Here at vapestars.net, we're trying to give a couple categories, easy to find and navigate steps, if you will. Hopefully you've already looked over Vapestars 101. We're going to do 201. There will be 301 and 401 and so forth to follow. With 101, I got you hopefully a very simple, a very brief and general overview of what vaping or using an electronic cigarette is all about, okay? And I highly recommend it for a beginner vapor, a smoker that is wanting to get into vaping, to kick the habit of the cigarettes. What I recommend is an ego twist or an ego twist style. There are many different brands that do the exact same thing and look pretty much the exact same as this. In many different colors, and some of them are styled a little different. But basically, this is your battery power source, and it has an adjustable dial on the bottom to raise or lower the voltage that is being put out of it, okay? So you're familiar with this. This is my new vapor and even intermediate, and this could be your lifetime vaping device, honestly. And I introduced you to a clearomizers, which just houses your e-liquid, okay? It holds your e-juice, and it houses an atomizer, okay? That atomizer vaporizes the e-juice, turns it into a vapor, allows you to vape on it, okay? So I got you familiar with that. This is my just top-notch setup. This is really what I suggest people get. There are a few other options that are maybe just smaller than this and different, but for the price that you can get these for and the availability of them and the fact that I do not see any reason to need to upgrade after a short amount of time, I consider budget a pretty high priority. So if you start off with this, you have plenty of room to grow, and you will technically never need a different device, in my opinion, to accomplish your goals, especially if it's quitting smoking. This will do it as a beginner and as a lifetime vapor if you choose to do so. Okay, so I've got you familiar. What I'm gonna do today, and with 201, I want to dip into a little bit of the relationship between the two. The numbers behind your atomizer and your power source, okay? As we talked about, this has a dial that lets you adjust the voltage, okay? Picture it like a gas pedal on a car. You crank it up higher, push that gas pedal further, more power. Turn it down, you're letting off the gas, less power. All right, I know I'm oversimplifying, but this is the kind of information I was looking for when I started vaping, and I didn't find it the way I'm trying to put it out there. These are all my opinions. This is what I'm doing. Now your atomizer's got some numbers. It's rated also. This atomizer has a certain resistance, okay? The resistance of this particular is 1.8, okay? You're gonna start hearing some numbers, but it's gonna be pretty simple, and there's some basics that we're just gonna leave today with. So this is a 1.8 ohm atomizer, all right? This is on my power source, my ego twist. Now the lower resistance, that's what that 1.8 ohm rating is. That's the resistance of this atomizer. The lower that number is, the hotter it's gonna burn, the quicker it's gonna heat up and produce vapor, okay? So in turn, the lower the resistance is, the lower the voltage that you can use to produce good vapor. All right? The higher resistance, the more voltage that's going to be needed, the more power you're going to need to put to that atomizer to get it to reach that same temperature and heat up and vaporize your e-juice. So this is a 1.8. Generally, this is considered a low resistance atomizer. 1.5 to 2.2 is considered low. 2.3 to 2.9 is standard resistance, and 3 ohms and above is considered high resistance. Those are the 3 categories that we're really going to focus on now. There's a reason that's the most popular range, from 1.5 to 3 ohms. There's a lot of people that have done this before us. That's the reason. Those are the resistances that are going to be available as you're shopping online or in your local vape shop, or as you get clearomizers that you can replace the atomizer head in. Those are the numbers that you're going to see when you're replacing those and buying these items. That's a good big sweet spot to vape in with these type of power devices. So you've got the 1.8 and you started vaping and you're happy, and you flipped over to Vapestars 201 and you're vaping and you might be perfectly satisfied. Then you might buy another kind of e-juice and you fill up your clearomizer and screw it onto your device and you have a quick vape. That's good, but it's a little different. Maybe you're feeling a little lacking in the throat hit department or the vapor production. So the beautiful thing is you've got this Ego Twist or Ego Twist style battery, and you have some adjustments you can make. Okay, that juice might have been just perfect at 3.2 volts, screwed on there, and you're vaping. You get a new juice, and you have the freedom to turn that voltage up a little bit and just kind of test it out. Wow, I turned that up to 3.7, and with that juice, that was way better. So what this gives you is room to be flexible, room to experiment safely, and again, always find that perfect vape. There might be times of the day, say for instance when I wake up, I could have my Ego Twist turned down to 3.2 and have a vape when I wake up. Perfectly satisfied. Now, at the same time, later on in the afternoon, I might reach for it and have a vape, and it just doesn't quite satisfy me. Boom. Again, I can dial it in. I can dial up that voltage a little bit and get the extra kick and get that vapor production that I'm looking for, or that flavor that I'm looking for. So that's why I say go with the Ego Twist and start. So you learned a little bit about resistance, okay? You're gonna hear these numbers, and that's the resistance of your atomizers. You're gonna be familiar with that when you go to buy new ones now. There are a lot of different styles, okay? This is a style. This is a Vivi Nova style. This is a tank. It's in essence the same thing. This holds a lot more e-liquid, okay? A lot bigger capacity. If you're running out on a clearomizer like this and you feel like you're tired of refilling it once, twice a day, or however for you, this is the same thing. It just holds more liquid. And again, they're different resistances. So you can buy this and fill it up and set the voltage to the sweet spot you like it for that particular resistance, and you're gonna get a consistent vape, even with a different device. And that's beautiful. I could unscrew this, put it down, and if the resistance of this is also 1.8, I could screw this right on. My voltage down there is set to the same place. I could have a vape. And it's exactly what I'm looking for. You see what I'm saying? It gives you the flexibility. It lets you, everybody likes flexibility. It lets you dial in and find that perfect vape. And honestly, my focus is it keeps you off the cigarettes. Like I said, you might start vaping and realize that what you started on isn't quite as satisfying anymore. You've got a device that can grow with you, and that's the beautiful thing. You start learning about and trying different resistance atomizers and different voltage adjustments on your Ego Twist, and you're all set. There's a whole lot of playroom there, and there's no need to get all fancy. You've got everything you need right here. You've got a variable voltage device, very budget friendly, and pretty much anything is gonna fit right on it. You know, the most popular tanks and clearomizers and things like that, they're gonna fit right on it, and you're gonna be able to get up and go. And eventually you'll know where your sweet spots are. You'll know that with this juice and this atomizer, because it's 2.4, I like to be at about 3.8 volts. And you'll attach it, you'll have a vape, and you'll be good to go. So resistance is the way these are rated, okay? The resistance of this is 2.4 ohms. That's basically what you want to know. You're going to come in contact with that. The Ego Twist has a voltage dial at the bottom. The lower resistance, the lower voltage that's going to produce optimal vapor. If you've got a higher resistance, you can start experimenting with higher voltages. Go slow. Start lower and work your way up. And because you'll find that good vape, and there's no need to turn it up any higher. There's no need to put extra stress on your atomizer and your battery if you can get just as satisfying a vape at a lower voltage. Your equipment will last longer between charges. It'll last longer over its lifetime. And that's really what it's all about. Keeping your original goals, quitting smoking, vaping, finding your perfect vape. And like I said, not spending a ton of money. It's very doable. This is the route I suggest to go. I still use these quite often. They'll be good to you. So that's kind of a brief overview and a Vapestars 201. Please stay tuned, and any comments, suggestions, questions, we're always going to be here. So let me know. I'll help whenever I can. Thanks, everybody.